Dragon Ball games. What works, what doesn't?
I do not like the fact. I mean, I think it's a natural fit, and I understand. And Suriel, I'm so sorry. Please don't hit me. I really detest the fact that most of them are in the fighting genre. I think the best Dragon Ball game I ever played was a emulated ROM of a Japanese RPG that came out in the years following Chrono Trigger, and obviously borrowed hard from Chrono Trigger, where you played. It's basically a JRPG where you played the Z Fighters from the Saiyan saga to the Frieza saga. And what was really compelling about it, like the battle system is basically Final Fantasy, like an early Final Fantasy. But if you lost someone in battle, Yamcha, Tien, whoever, they're dead. They're dead. And you can't bring them back.
Cool.
And the only one you could bring back was Goku, but you don't have to. And like, there's this part in the Frieza saga when you're fighting Frieza where Vegeta can take his place and go Super Saiyan, and it just does a lot of really cool, weird things for a game that's from like 1996 on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it never made it stateside.
It's a hipster cut, JV. It's a real hipster
I know,
cut.
but like that's the game I want. Like that like a lot of what I took from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z was like, okay, following these characters' journeys and the cool fights, and to combine that with the interactivity of games, having, you know, control over who lives and who dies, you know, how these fights play out, to have the game like treat those effects as things that last, as opposed to like, here's a game over screen, but like that carry forward in a way that's true to the show.
It would be cool.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like that was super cool. Like I still think that's one of the best licensed games I've ever played. And I'm super bummed that we haven't gotten anything over here that's like that. Like I know we've had like Game Boy Advanced RPGs and
kind of action RPGs, but the DS Attack of the Saiyans from Monolith from the Xenoblade team, I think, is a great.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. But like that's the kind of game I want. Like a game that leans more into Chrono Trigger and Mass Effect in terms of like, okay, you can have like all these sort of RPG battles, but your choices, or like even Fire Emblem, where like your choices are carried out through the rest of like the saga and the game. Like that's the game I want.
Yeah, for sure. Suriel, Budokai, I think we all love Budokai.
Yeah.
Tough to go back to. Do you feel like it holds up in any way as a fighting game, or was it just a not bad licensed game back in the day?
I haven't played it in years, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I feel like the idea that combo, like special moves come out of combos, is kind of a weird, which I guess isn't too crazy, because I think in modern fighting games it's sort of how it goes. You start with a light puncher and end with a special. But the idea that here's your list of combos and like here's what they lead to, I think is kind of weird. But I do like the idea that you can sort of outfit your character of like, okay, I'm going to give Goku these capsules, and that's what's going to determine his move list to some degree.
Yeah, even if like seeing those moves, especially in Budokai 3, there were some of those moves that would take forever, and you just have to watch them again and again and again every fight. Yeah, but it had like fun little interactive things within it to try and liven it up some of the time.
I mean, Budokai 1 was like a revelation for me at the time. Like I was super into Dragon Ball. There wasn't, I'd heard stories of Final Bout. I remember talking to a friend that was like, I was like, oh no, man, there is a Dragon Ball video game. The Blockbuster by my house, they had one copy of Final Bout, but I've never seen it there again. It was like urban legend, like in my town. And then so when Budokai came out, it was like a brand new, Dragon Ball game. And I just the act of like inputting combos. I remember playing as Trunks a lot, and being able to basically pull off his attack that he used against Frieza in the show was awesome.
Yeah,
and it was just I never really got into the nitty gritty of it. Just like like learning combos and stuff. I went through the story, and I remember like trying to unlock all the capsules, and I remember we unlocked Mr. Satan as a fighter. He had like a little jetpack, and I was just like, "This is crazy."
The jetpack.
Yeah,
of course.
Which is funny. I loved it so much. I actually never really got into 2 or 3.
You could skip 2.
I can skip 2.
It maybe gets too much crap, but like the structure of the story mode and the world map is really dope.
Like I loved Budokai, played a ton of it, and then I kind of exited away from Dragon Ball games for a long time, and then I came back for Battle of Z.
Well, I'm curious. You wrote about in the new issue of Game Informer the history of Dragon Ball games, and I remember playing Ultimate Battle 22, but you said that like it came out in Japan and then they released in the States. Is it after Budokai even?
Yeah.
That's crazy. The PS1 game.
They went on this, like, I don't know if it was Sony, but there was like a blitz of republished PlayStation 1 games, like halfway through the life of the PlayStation 2, because it was backwards compatible, and Dragon Ball had become popular, so Final Bout got another reprinting, and Ultimate Battle 22 it came out as a new Dragon Ball for the past generation, which is really weird.
Yeah,
right. But they were both, and everyone said they were both awful.
They're real bad. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Especially
Final Bout Like Final Bout's really bad.
Hanson sent me some YouTube videos of Final Bout.
The voice acting's hilarious.
It's pre like Funimation, right? Like Vegeta's voice sounds ridiculous.
What does he say? He's going up against Frieza, and he's like,
"Remember,
you suck." So he has some dumb line. It's just comedically
but
bad.
it sounded nothing like Sabbath, and it just is bizarre to see a picture of Vegeta and hear a voice that just sounds like some dude who's not mad.
Yeah. I know you've been reviewing and you enjoyed the 2 Xenoverse games so far. It just came out. Xenoverse 2 just came out on Switch.
Yeah.
And I tried playing it again. It's just that reminder of like the 3D Dragon Ball games are great for flying around. Even Fusions, which has some fun ideas in it, ultimately
more of a strategy
it dries
game,
out. But like flying around still feels really great with the Dragon Ball sound effects alone.
Yeah.
But those 3D fights, I just hate like awkwardly floating and like vaguely punching someone. It just feels like nonsense with that camera work. I understand it's a tough development problem of trying to nail a 3D Dragon Ball fight, but I don't think anyone's done it.
It's really weird because like I played that game on PS4 and then I was thinking about picking up the Switch version, but it is that problem where it feels so awkward in the air. Especially there was this old mod for Quake 3 called, it was a Dragon Ball Z mod where like they fixed that problem because like, you know, you could fight in midair if you wanted to and do the awkward punching thing, but you could also fly around and like use your superpowers and build up your power level, and it'd be like third-person shooter sort of setup where like, you know, you'd have a cursor and you could like fire your stuff, and that's what Xenoverse is missing for me, is sort of that element.
Okay,
it holds on, it lets you lock on. It doesn't really give you any movement in terms of firing up. Those Xenoverse games are fun. Like I do enjoy them, and I think we've talked about it a couple times, and I've said in my review, like the main reason I have a decent time with them is because of that hub area where you can just kind of hang out. There's like tons of people who are just have all their weird stuff that they've like unlocked. So it's like all these weird Dragon Ball references in their clothing, and you can just kind of walk around, and the sound effects really do, you know, sell it a lot. And just flying around that area is super fun. And then the fighting is kind of like, well, I guess I'll do that so I can unlock more stuff to wear in this like hub area.
Yeah, it's weird because that hub area is hideous. Like it looks like a 2001 like era MMO sort of thing. But like
the second Xenoverse 2 is certainly better than 1, but I agree with you. Yeah.
But like, you know, like you said, like having that area filled with like so many people like just wearing like the oddest combination of crap from Dragon Ball is great.
Well, even just
got like Frieza's horn and like a Saiyan shirt.
Yeah. I love that they just call it too. When you're making a character, you can make a Majin, which I'm still confused. Like, I guess that's a race. I thought just Bibbidi or Bobbidi invented it, but okay, that's fine.
Bibbidi, I forgot all about that character.
Who could forget about Bibbidi? But
that's the one Piccolo cuts in half, right? With like I think with a literal karate chop, he like just cuts that dude in half.
Yeah. He had the cool Deborah. Is that that's like
demon
the
guy?
Oh
yeah,
Satan. He was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, but I just love the idea of like, they name, okay, you can be a Majin, you can be a human, you can be Namekian, or you can be the Frieza race. They just call it the Frieza race, and the character selects.
Really?
Like, you come up with a name, everybody.
Well, in the canon, there's only like 3 of them. And even cooler is kind of like, I don't know if he's really, is that canon? I don't know.
That's one of my favorite dumb puns. Is like Frieza and cooler.
If you love dumb
puns, you meet Frost.
Oh, Frost is
there.
Yeah. There's absolutely a Frost in Dragon Ball Super. He's quite cool.
Yeah, all right, I'm there. I'm there.
Thank you so much for watching this excerpt from the Game Informer Show podcast. You can subscribe to the audio version and listen to new episodes airing every Thursday. We cover big games on the horizon, games that we've just reviewed. We have long-form developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So check it out every Thursday.